Hello, this is the Pick,
Welcome to show you guys.
and gotta do the second half on my phone. This is gonna be the NBA playoff Sunday games. First game we're gonna talk about the Celtics and the Pacers. I got the Celtics winning this series. They got a ton of playoff experience, and they're just a better overall team in my eyes. Since Oladipo's gotten hurt, unfortunately, Pacers has been still a pretty solid team, but they haven't been the same team. So, yeah, I got the Celtics win this one. Maybe Pacers can give them a game or so.
I don't know, man. This one could be a toss-up for me because uh, there's rumors saying that Marcus Smart's going to be out for 46 weeks, and he's one of their best defensive players. Their energy and the way they play with each other has just been weird compared to last year. Gordon Hayward hadn't even been ain't a starter. He's been coming off the bench, so it's been really weird, man. They just haven't looked like the Celtics we were, like Adam said, we were expecting them to ball out and be, number one in the East and just be on top of their game, and they really haven't. So, and Indiana Pacers has kind of been the exact opposite. They lost their best player, but yet they've been very cohesive. Players have been off the bench, stepping up, playing really well. Uh, uh, I want to say it was maybe a week or so or a couple weeks ago. OKC played them. Can't remember if we won or we lost, but I just remember that game in general of the Pacers giving us a hard time, man. And they were playing us really hard and made it a really tough game. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be a toss up, but I am gonna still stick with Boston, just because I think Kyrie's gonna ball out and I think he's gonna try to show out and be the leader that he needs to be. I think he's gonna be that. And yeah, I think they're gonna take this. I think they could take the series, but man, it could very easily. Indiana could sneak over Boston.
Yeah, Pistons and the Bucks will be the next game we talk about. I got the Bucks winning this one, probably a sweep.
Could be, yeah.
Bucks is such a good team. Giannis has been amazing this season. And yeah, I mean Detroit's still a pretty solid team. Griffin's actually really saving his career, and
Yeah, he's been having an amazing season.
he had a really great season. So Pistons are. I was a Pistons fan. I'd be happy we even made the playoffs.
Right.
So yeah, I think the Bucks gonna win this one.
Yeah, I just don't
Pretty
think.
easily.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna be able to match up very well. Detroit, that is. I think Milwaukee's been number one ever since the All-Star break in defense. Giannis is just a dunking, in the grill machine that Blake Griffin is probably annoyed by. So he's been having a really amazing offensive season, but the Drummond, he's a really good rebounder, but you're not going to see a whole lot of points out of him. Reggie Jackson, he's been above average to okay, so you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And yeah, man, Chris Middleton, of course, been having an all-star year, so he's been balling out. So I think Milwaukee's just going to end up being way too much for Detroit. And yeah, I think they could sweep them, but maybe Detroit get a game.
The next game is gonna be Utah and
Houston.
Houston. I got the Rockets winning this one. Rockets is a really good team. They bounced back. They're kind of been they're a Iraq team that really Harden was having to carry everything, but still kind of is. But Chris Paul and
Yeah, he's been stepping up.
Capella finally kind of healthy now,
Yeah.
so maybe both of them can take a little bit of pressure off of James Harden. Maybe Eric Gordon and play better. He's been kind of struggling this
Man,
season.
he's been whacked this year.
So yeah, other players are gonna have to definitely play a lot better. And this Utah team, man, they're a really feisty team. Donovan being in his is it third year or second year?
That was second.
Yeah, second year, and he's getting even better as a player. So I definitely have to see Utah having a really good shot at winning this one.
Yeah.
I think Houston's gonna win it, but I think it's gonna be really competitive.
Yeah, I'm been pretty close in the same boat. I think Houston, of course, you got James Harden. I think should take the MVP. No offense to Giannis, I think he's been having an incredible season as well. But to me, just nobody's been doing what James Harden is doing. Like he's averaging 30+ points a game. I think it's like 36+, and he has multiple 50-point games this year. So ain't nobody's doing what he's doing right now. He's literally showing the league that he's almost unstoppable. Like, it's really hard to defend him because he can shoot it, he can go to the bucket. He gets a ton of fouls. He's just so hard to defend. So there ain't much you could do as far as guarding him, and that's why I think he should take the MVP. But anyways, he's been having an amazing season. Chris Paul's been stepping up. Eric Gordon's been pretty much a disappointment this year. He's supposed to be in that second behind Harden shooting these threes and kind of be his little 3-point buddy pretty much, and he's been the exact opposite of that. So it's going to be interesting how they get their points. Of course, like I said, Harden's going to do his job. See how well, like I said, Gordon can step up, and Paul, if he can keep continuing to play well, because they're going to have to. I think Utah is going to fight big time. Donovan Mitchell's been, playing lights out this year, and I think he's going to, try his best to play his absolute best. I think he's going to score a ton of points. I think Gobert is going to be an angry big man, and he's going to want to, really press up on Capella and make it hard for Capella. And they're going to fight. So I think this is going to come down to games. I believe it's going to come down to Game 7, and Houston's going to win it. I think, like I said, Harden's just going to get in that game and just ball out, and nobody's going to be able to stop him in that game. So, I got Houston moving on in a very, very close matchup.
The last game we're going to be talking about is
OKC and the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah. So I got the Thunder winning this one. I think Paul George is going to be a lot better in this series than he was in the later part of the season. I think Russ can maybe bounce back. He's been struggling as well, and I think maybe he can get that kind of little curse off his back. He's been kind of struggling these playoffs last 2 seasons. At least only got to play the damn Jazz.
Yep.
That's a worst nightmare for the Thunder. I just think definitely think Thunder to win the series. If Nurkic didn't destroy his knee, I would actually have to play Blazers win this one. But since they do so much out of that offense from Nurkic and pick and rolls and things like that, they're going to really miss that key part of their offense. So
and defense.
And defense, of course.
He's amazing on defense.
So if Steven Adams can have a really good series, then definitely think Thunder will win this series.
Yeah, man, I absolutely agree. I think this will be a lot. I think I'll still have OKC winning, and I'm a little biased because I'm a huge Thunder fan, so I'm a little biased, but still, they're a whole different team when Nurkic is off that field. It's just, he was kind of their machine that ran the oil that helped ran the machine, because he was just, that was their bread and butter, was pick and roll with Damian Lillard and McCollum. That was their bread and butter, and now that he's gone, it just kind of messes up their whole style of play that they're used to. And I believe, what's his name that came that was OKC, Cantor, he's just not the defender that Nurkic is. He can score, don't get me wrong, but he's just not Nurkic's presence. He's not good at defense. It's just not going to be the same. So it's going to be rough. OKC, man, Paul George has been having an MVP season. He's definitely like the third runner-up for, as far as I'm concerned. He kind of fell off towards the end because he had the beginning of the season, the mid-season was really amazing. But he's been having those in between games where he's been playing really amazing. So he's definitely been absolutely balling out this season. Russ, he's been doing his thing. He's just been having problems scoring, that's kind of, if really people think about it, he's kind of been having that his whole career. He's never been a guy that's just going to score continuously 30-point games like, Harden or somebody like that, or possibly, Paul George can do. He's just not that type of scorer. He's not that way. I don't know what his deal is with that. I think he could be an amazing scorer. He just struggles on that end. But besides that, he's got a third season with the triple-double. That's outstanding. Just recently his boy Nip passed, and he had 20 rebounds, 20 points, and 21 assists. I mean, that's absolutely insane. He's the second player to only do that. So he's having an amazing year, and Adam's right. He has to get over this little, curse or hump or whatever you want to call it in the playoffs, where he has been struggling to score and be the leader that he needs to be. So I think he's going to feel going. I think he's honestly going to bounce back and he's going to have an amazing season or amazing postseason. And yeah, I don't think we're going to sweep them. I think Portland can get one on us, but yeah, I definitely got OKC winning this series.
All right, that's all I gotta say.
That'll do it for me. Of course, please comment, like, subscribe. Of course, we love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. We'll see you on the next one.